Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Well, taking a live look in Medford, you can see off in the distance, it is a little bit on the hard side to see, so we do have still some moderate air quality in our region. Temperature right now of 86 degrees. Right along the Oregon coast, we're into the 50s at Brookings, 57 degrees. In fact, I was just looking at the live cam and it was pretty cloudy and kind of foggy over in Brookings. Gold Beach, 61 degrees, 80s east of the Cascades, and 80s and 90s up and down Interstate 5. It's 86 in Medford, 90 though already in Grants Pass, 91 in Montague. So here's our latest air quality monitor map. Essentially, when you get west of Medford, air quality is not too bad. Grants Pass, Cave Junction, right along the Oregon coast, not looking too bad as of right now. Medford, though, we're into the unhealthy for sensitive groups category technically at this time, and a little bit closer towards unhealthy when you get closer towards Eagle Point, for example. And then we head down to the south, a little bit better, but we're still in the moderate air quality, and that actually extends out east all the way out towards Lakeview as well. So a good chunk of real estate is covered under, at the very least, moderate to unhealthy air at this time. So the forecast for today, again, temperatures, the good news, I guess you could say, is temperatures are just a little less hot for today, but still awfully hot. 102 degrees, we're still going to have to deal with the smoke all day long. In fact, all day long, all night long, and into tomorrow as well, because the Oregon, we do have an air quality advisory for up through 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So again, we're going to have to deal with that throughout the next several hours. Now, in terms of the forecast for the smoke, we still have the smoke in and around our regions for our fires, and the wind's going to pick up this afternoon from the northwest, and we're going to start seeing that smoke, especially in the southeastern portion of Jackson County for today and into Siskiyou County. That's really where the thickest smoke and the poorest air quality will be for today. Some of that also will still push off towards Klamath County, and then once we get towards the morning, there's not a whole lot of wind early in the morning, so we're going to be looking at most of the smoke kind of settling around the area, and especially into Jackson and Siskiyou County. We get towards tomorrow afternoon, same kind of situation applies. You can see where that northwesterly wind starting to pick on up and blowing the smoke all around the region. So we still have the excessive heat warnings here for west side valleys. East of the Cascades still have the heat advisory at least through 9 o'clock tonight. It's possible that could be extended by the National Weather Service. So the forecast for today, about 70 degrees for Brookings, between about 100 and 102 up and down I-5. East of the Cascades, generally mid to upper 90s. So again, just a little bit cooler, but not that much to be really all that celebratory, I guess you could say. So temperatures into the mid 50s east of the Cascades and along the Oregon coast. Just a little bit cooler again also for west side valleys as well. 65 is what we're expecting for Medford. So the good news is that the hottest temperatures have pushed off to the south and the east just a little bit, and it's going to continue to do that for the rest of the week. So temperatures won't be quite up there. We're not going to be looking at the 110, 112 like we were in Medford. And in fact, once we get towards the weekend, we have a really weak disturbance and get a little bit of a southerly flow. Maybe we could see a few showers possible, but that's also going to depend on how much smoke that we have in the region, because smoke tends to kill thunderstorm activity. So we'll keep that in mind. And then as we go towards next week, we get a little bit more in terms of the onshore flow, which will keep temperatures only a little bit above average versus way above average like we've been looking. So the forecast for the Oregon coast, temperatures into the 70s and 80s for the next several days. So again, that's varying temperatures and varying smoke, at least for today and tomorrow. Northern California, again, temperatures a little bit, like I said, very slightly cooler today, going up to about 106 on Friday. They don't really start to come down until we get towards early next week into the upper 90s. For the Klamath Basin, not a whole lot of temperature difference, generally about 100 degrees through Saturday. Again, maybe a few showers possible over the weekend, but that's also going to be dependent on smoke. And then temperatures finally come back down into the lower 90s early next week. Cascades, you're going to stay in the 80s again for the next several days. That shower threat's dependent again, like I was talking about, for how much smoke is in the region. Temperatures overnight lows into the 50s. And for the Rogue Valley, again, it's temperatures a little less hot over the next several days, but still awfully hot. And we finally get back into the 90s early next week. Overnight lows getting more comfortable, closer to 60 degrees.